not a cleric. He should be able to, get himself, whatever question is going to be asked. As far as I'm concerned, the issue of blaming Bumi, I don't think you. He's trying to do whatever, he thinks he can also contribute. Okay. And what are the classes doing, or what are the elders doing in the north?
All right, Mr. Ali, your point is well noted. Our time is fast spent. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to the next issue we have. We've said enough concerning the security situation. The government needs to step up in terms of intelligence gathering, in terms of improving the security architecture in the state level, at the local level, as well as the federal level, as state policing have been. There has been clamor concerning it. Well, we just hope that the federal government sit up to its responsibility. Well, let's look at the approval of the federal government in institutionalizing 10% youth and women appointment. Well, the Federal Government Council has approved the institutionalization of 10% youth quota in all government appointments and an equitable young women representation. Well, this was made known by Dr. Jamila Ibrahim yesterday at the end of the Federal Executive Council meeting in Abuja. She's the Minister of Youth. She stated that the initiative would encourage young people to participate in decision-making processes and in civic engagement, and this is actually a good initiative. 10% youth and women representation, and it wants to be institutionalized, that is entrenched in the constitution. And the other part of her statement is that she stated that the council has approved the restructure of the Nigerian Youth Investment Fund and the revamping of the Youth Investment Fund. And according to her, they have secured the immediate release of 25 billion naira from the 2023 Supplementary Appropriation Act and an additional 25 billion naira from the Appropriation Act under the Youth Development Fund for this provision. She also stated that 60 billion naira have been released by the Central Bank of Nigeria through their Greek investment and small medium enterprises so as to support young people, support women in standing strong and also achieving their dreams. Well, I was mentioning these huge amounts of money. Mr. Joel Afalayan was just smiling. Well, what's your take quickly before we take a break? I think it's almost time for us to take another break.
You see, this is very clear. It's just an approval of the council, that's Federal Executive Council. It may also need to move from the level of approval to a policy statement, and from the level of policy statement to being a sponsored bill to the National Assembly. And I don't really know, because if you are saying 10% of youth across board, I want to ask this question. Is this going to be done proportionately or holistically?
Okay.
What do I mean by proportionately is that there are statutory laws in Nigeria, particularly federal character.
Yes.
When you are forming cabinet, you are expected to have not less than one person per state as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That's correct.
But in some instance, you are likely to have two from some other state, considering the number of the ministry. What I mean by proportionately is that in a state where you have two, will this policy also include or preclude inclusion of youth as one and the other one to be an elderly? That is one. And when you check the productive sector, or let me say the productive strata of Nigeria economy or economy in the world, they are predominantly youth.
Youth, exactly.
Because between the age of 18 and the age of, let's say, 45, or as the case may be. So there is no way all of these things we are talking about in agriculture, very few people, even if you have people who invest in agriculture that are above youth age, you will see that those that will form the bulk of the workforce go to the military, go to the public service. In fact, if you have to retire at the age of 60, it means the productive years must have been spent as youth, even within the service. And she's talking about 25 billion naira from the supplementary appropriation of 2023. It is very clear. There is a recent pronouncement from the federal government that the capital component of the supplementary budget of 2023 will be extended to June. So this money could have been captured under the capital component of that supplementary budget. So if it is just being released, it's still in line with what the federal government are doing. I think they need to go beyond all of these things
and let's take a
give
short
to
break,
us
please.
something that are sustainable and that can be pinned down within the context of the law.
I really appreciate you, Mr. Joel Afolayan. Let's take a breather, and when we come back, we'll expatiate more on this development coming from the Ministry of Youth. Do not go anywhere. This is still Diamond 88.7 FM.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Updates, and I bring you good news. Pep Stores has rebranded and is now known as PriceWise. It's still your friendly family discount store with quality products at affordable prices for every family member. And now with an improved shopping experience. Daddy can get his trainers, mommy can get a new pair of jeans, the twins can get matching dresses, and grandma can get those cool tops she saw online. Whichever PriceWise store you visit nationwide, you are sure to experience a blend of affordability and quality. But why stop there? Visit our website www.pricewise.com.ng and follow us on @PriceWiseStoresNG across social media to stay ahead on all updates and deals. Pep Stores is now PriceWise, and we are still giving you the right prices every day.
Now at Palms Mall in Loring.
Industry. Next year, Cam Industry Nigeria Limited, boy bane meputa product them. Nobodo Nigeria man abroad. Galvanized roofing sheets, two shirike diche, stone coated color diche, roofing nail, twisted nail preach, binding wire dike. Na Cam Wire Industry. Our technologies in Germany, Belgium, China, weapon machine is in India. Ejaroro. Na Cam Steel in the contract to Western Sobu. Ibe habu in Kesrike, Elephant TMT, Cam Steel TMT, Ibe Cam, DRC. M10 UK case in the SON Mandi British Standard Porohan Nukumon Cam Industry Steel mepụtara ihe na-egwete ego ma izunike na product niile a na-emepụtara onwe ihe ọzọ ị chọrọ ịmara kpọọ ha n'ekwentị ha 07001234450 Cam Industry na Cam Steel bụ ha fọma eji eje mba.
Please listen to this public announcement on reconfiguration of non-STS meters in Kwara region. Dear esteemed customers, kindly be informed that we will be embarking on the reconfiguration of all our non-STS meter customers. Please note that customers who have to insert their vending cards into their meters before they could load their purchase energy are referred to as non-STS meter customers. This reconfiguration is aimed at eradicating all the bottlenecks that our customers encounter in the use of these meters, such as lost cards, wrong addressing and naming system on the vending papers, being unable to vend their locations, or contracting third party to vend, and so on. This exercise will enable the customers and community at large get value for their money. For further clarification, please call, SMS, or WhatsApp this number 091 3922 1812 091 3922 1812 or visit any of our offices close to you. We hereby request your full cooperation throughout this exercise to ensure maximum results, as our staffs will be going round for the reconfiguration exercise. Announcer, IBEDC, Kwara Region.
The sounds, the vibes, good talking, conversations. You can have it all on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. Diamond 88.7 FM, we've got you.
Welcome back from that commercial break. It's still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM, and we're looking at the federal government plan to institutionalize 10% youth quota in all government appointments, as well as an equitable young women representation in federal government appointments. And large amounts of money has been doled out for this particular initiative. Well, you can start sending your messages and your thoughts concerning this particular issue on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM. I can see you, Titilayo Ayomi, Fatumbi Fublola. Thank you so much for your message. And also on WhatsApp on 0913 655 6864 0913 655 6864. That's the number to send your WhatsApp messages. And Mr. Joel Afolayan in the studio has been sharing his thoughts concerning this particular development. Mr. Joel, please go ahead.
Maybe Dr. Bill, that's Jamilat Bill.
Yes.
Maybe she's still just getting to understand the workings of the Federal Ministry of Youth Development better, because I expect her to also talk as part of the achievement of this government about this student loan thing. Because there are two categories of youth. You have the out of school youth and you have school or in school youth. So I also expect her to also add this up that has gone back to the National Assembly for, I think, for the input of about 60 billion naira too, to be added into an inclusion of vocational and technical educational components of the beneficiary. I also expect her to talk about this if she truly understands that this also take care of a section of the youth population in Nigeria. I think it's about the time we need to go beyond what has been appropriated for, what you intend to institutionalize. Let us have a sustainable way of ensuring that people are seriously integrated and we have inclusion. Because I have said it, there is this popular saying in Yoruba, they will tell you that that is, there are things that the moment you have your name tag on it, you cannot, it's just like a caged population. Youth, women are gradually turning like into a caged population. In a political structure, political party, let them expunge the position of youth leader. Let them expunge the position of women leader. Let youth have the full-fledged opportunity to become the national chairman of any political party. Don't pin them down to youth leader, women leader. The moment you have a reserved place for youth leader, women leader, in fact, you have confined them.
You're saying it's a restriction.
You have told them that this is where you belong. You cannot vie for the position of national chairman. You cannot vie for the position of national secretary. Let it be let loose. Let youth compete at the topmost leadership responsibility position. And let us know, because you cannot reserve the position of Lememu for them, and you are now expecting them, and you are still creating a space for them to become whatsoever.
Thank you so much for your thoughts, Mr. Joel Afolayan. 09136556952. That's the number to participate in this conversation this morning. Hello. Okay, please keep on trying. 09136556952. On our WhatsApp platform, this one says, hi, good morning to the host and the guest and the listeners. I strongly disagree with the first caller for saying all that matters to him is the release of the pupils. Nigeria is, okay. I won't be taking this. Mohammed from Maiduguri, thank you so much. I can't take the rest. This one says, good morning, Nedu. Gumi should be treated like a criminal. These bandits have access to social media, and Gumi's statement is like passing information to them on what next to do. If you followed Gumi's comments during Buhari's regime, he gives his information, and the bandits' action is similar to his statement. Wow. Okay, keep your messages coming in. 09136556864. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's your name?
Thank you. Precious from Ugundoroko.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, Precious.
Well, I want to quickly take you back to the issue of that government. Well, and I want to confirm and ask also just a form of question from Joel.
All right.
Because sincerely speaking, yes, if you start the welcoming ceremony given to these children, giving them as a D, and even gathering them, making some gathering feast. Please, and I want to ask, which of all these serve as deterrent or serve as a preventive measure for future occurrence of this kind of things not to happen again in this country?
Okay.
Which, out of all the action taken by the government, can serve as deterrent or preventive measure for this type of things not to occur in the future?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Precious. Okay, well,
I think what he's trying to say is that what can the government do differently?
Yes, to serve as a deterrent.
I think it's not about what we expect the government to do differently. It's about how differently we should engage the government. So as for government to also know that every of the statements they make must match up with the action we see them taking.
They must be held
and that is why we are asking that question. Were these children released or they were rescued? So when we begin to change the question we ask the government will understand the angle from where we are coming from, and it has a way of making government to step up their game in ensuring that they live up to their constitutional responsibility of protecting lives and properties of Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much. Let's take our last call for the day before we round off. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. God will bless the work of your hand. Good tidings to you all at the guests in the station.
Thank you so much.
Professor Ayodele speaking from the airport.
All right.
Thank God, and we appreciate you people. We appreciate the efforts of federal government. Either the guests are released or so. We understand everything. We won't talk much on that. But we are praying to God Almighty and the people in charge that they should to try much effort so that such occurrence won't happen in future.
Okay.
And the Mr. President must stand in his feet to do the needful.
All right.
God will protect us. God will bless the diamond. Happy holy season.
All right. Thank you so much, Prophetess Ayodele. Prophetess Ayodele is a regular caller. Thank you so much, ma. Well, this is what we'll be calling it a day. But before we round off, the last topic we're supposed to handle, the Office of the National Security Advisor has admitted that the Binance executive Nadeem Anjarwalla has escaped from custody with a smuggled passport. Well, this is where we're calling it a day. We don't have to dwell much on that. He was arrested and kept in the custody of the National Security Advisor. And
in a guest house.
In a guest house. And on Tuesday...
And it's supposed to be detained.
It was learned that the escape occurred when the guards allowed him to visit a nearby mosque for Ramadan prayers.
Can you imagine?
And he escaped. Well...
So it means we have executive criminals and executive criminal suspect and ordinary criminal suspect.
Our time is fast spent. If we dwell on this, we'll shoot over. Well, this is where we'll be drawing the curtains on today's edition of the Diamond Breakfast Show. I really appreciate everyone for tuning in and for participating in today's conversation. And special thanks to my producer, Mr. Taiwo Adediran, to the General Manager, Mr. Michael Abiodun Olanrewaju, Chief Maho. Thank you so much. And to my studio manager, Shagun and Esther. Thank you so much. My name remains Nedu Okorie. My friends call me Odogu. Since you are my friend, you can call me Odogu. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Diamond 887 on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. And also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It is at Nedu Okorie. Stay tuned for the news at 10 in Yoruba language. May God bless the works of your hands. Have a wonderful day.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, they want to kill us. Why not kill us for Nigeria? Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce the expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show.